It was a battle of the Tirangas in Bengaluru, where over 1 lakh Congress supporters converged at the Sangolli Rayana Circle for the Freedom March. Leading the massive Freedom March was Congress President of the state, DK Shivakumar, Congress leader Priyank Kharge, Randeep Singh Surjewala, Rajya MP and General Secretary of the Congress Party. Congress leaders, speaking exclusively with NDTV, said that the intention of the march was to educate and spread awareness of those Congress leaders who took part in the freedom struggle, and said that their march was not to counter the BJP's campaign Har Ghar Tiranga.
Mr. Shivakumar, how has the start of the rally been?
After the post-independence, this is one of the biggest march what we have done in Karnataka, and it is an history. It is a love for India, strength for India, and for the development of India, and unity for India, and for peace for India.
Okay. Do you see this? Everybody are talking this is a battle of Tiranga war. That this is a battle of Tiranga war. Congress is trying to counter the BJP with Har Ghar Tiranga.
This is a war for unity of India.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shivakumar. Congress has carried out a huge rally here in Bengaluru. Of course, this is seen as a counter to BJP's Har Ghar Tiranga. Joining us here exclusively on NDTV is Mr. Priyank Kharge. Thank you for joining us here. What really is the purpose of this entire huge rally? You have not taken out a rally like this before.
The intention of taking out this huge rally is, number one, it's 75th year of the Indian independence, and I think it should be celebrated in a very big way. We need to let people know how important and how difficult it was for us to preserve the democracy, the world's biggest democracy, and also pay tribute to our seniors, our leaders who sacrificed their lives for so that we can have a free and prosperous India.
Okay. So people are seeing this as the Congress's counter to Har Ghar Tiranga. How do you all see this as?
See, BJP are Nakli Deshbhakts. They need to keep re-emphasizing the fact that they are doing something for the country because they have never participated in any kind of freedom struggle ever. But for the Congress, it is Har Dil Mein Tiranga. Tiranga is already in our hearts. Not from now. It's been over 130 years since we fought for the freedom of the country. So उनमें और हम में बहुत फर्क है. वो उनको अभी भी दिखाना पड़ता है कि वो देशभक्त है. हम असली देशभक्त पहले से हैं.
Okay. Also, what do you have to talk about how the Karnataka government, the BJP, had omitted Jawaharlal Nehru. Instead, they had included Savarkar.
No, it's petty politics. Okay, we have ideological differences with Savarkar. We'll take that up. But you cannot wipe out the legacy of Nehru. Can you erase the history that he was jailed for 3,259 days? Can you erase that fact? Can you erase the fact he was the first Prime Minister of India who ensured that the secular values were preserved? We had a robust foreign policy, ensured that the scientific temperament is groomed. Can they erase the fact that IIT, IIMs, dams, hospitals, what all he did can be erased overnight? No.
It's the battle of Tirangas that you're witnessing here in the capital city, Bengaluru, in Karnataka. What you see right behind me is a massive rally carried out by the Congress and also called as the Freedom March. Of course, talking to some of the Congress leaders, they dismiss that they're not targeting any leaders or any parties, but instead they just want to draw the public attention to talk about especially the struggle, the freedom struggle by some of the Congress stalwarts, Congress leaders who had taken part in the freedom struggle. So that is the only reason why they have taken out on this particular freedom march. It's also important to note that just about a day ago, where the Karnataka government went on to omit Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's photo from an ad. This is amongst the freedom fighters. Instead, chose to include, which they called it as a revolutionary Savarkar. That has clearly run into a controversy. The Congress has clearly hit it out against the BJP and also has called the BJP shameless and has demanded the resignation of Chief Minister Bommai. But coming back to the Congress rally, what you see right behind me is a massive one at that. There are at least a lakh of them who have come, not just from Bengaluru, but from the adjoining areas and districts of Bengaluru. In fact, we are given to understand at least a little over 50,000 people of them had taken the metro to arrive here to Bengaluru, especially to Kengeri, from Kengeri to the city, so that they can take part in this particular Congress rally. And the flag, what we see here is, in fact, of course, dismissing the fact that it is not definitely the Battle of Tirangas. It's not a way. It's not in a way where, because Congress is trying to counter the BJP with the Freedom March. They say their only mere purpose or the intention of this march is just to educate and spread awareness, especially of the party, the organization, the kind of work that they had taken during the freedom struggle. In Bengaluru, with camera person Kumar Srija for NDTV.